Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much joining us for this small city summit. But the appetite for coordination of actions within cities is growing in Poland, and I hope this will not be the only such an event, in this year and in the coming years, as we are planning also to apply for organizing the City Summit under UN Habitat in 2022. I'm very glad, that this event is organized here in Poland and Silesia and in Katowice. As you may have noted, Katowice is the capital of Silesia region. But in fact, this is the city which is coordinating actions of all urban agglomerations here in Silesia. And together with all the cities, this is the biggest urban agglomeration in Poland with more than 2 million inhabitants. And as we are talking today about climate change, and the biggest challenges in Poland are in fact here in Silesia. Our cities are growing. As mentioned by our Prime Minister, and what is very widely said here in Katowice during Climate Summit, cities cover only 3% of the world area. But now, more than half of our world's population is located in cities. And by 2050, it is assumed that about 3/4 of the whole world's population will be living in cities. Moreover, these are the cities which produce almost 3/4 of the pollution, and cities consume over 70% of the energy. So that shows how that important is not only for economic development, but especially for combating the climate change. This is why I again very warmly welcome you here in Katowice. You will see together with us is the president of Katowice, President Krupa, and I will be also very delighted to see today that more Polish cities will join NASCA, this very unique platform, and we wish to have 100 cities as members of this initiative. We are lacking only one now today, so together with the additional new group of 22 cities, Polish cities will account for 99 members of this very important initiative. So welcome you here at Urban Summit, which we called Cities for Climate. The implementation of strategies which are related to the improvement especially of air quality and adaptation to urban climate change is a very important challenge for cities in Poland and in the world. Almost 20 years ago, we noted that air pollution is a very big problem for Poland. And that was announced in Poland by the report prepared by our Supreme Board of Control. But especially recently, we have to admit we have been placed on unfamous list of the most polluted cities in Europe. And what was also very bad for us, that the number of cities which were placed on that list was growing last year. And currently, we've got 36 cities out of the 50 the most polluted cities in Europe. And quite a number of them is here in Silesia. Therefore, we would like to talk about that, especially because implementation of the sustainable goals of the United Nations is in the core of interest of Poland. That is very well reflected in our medium-term strategy for responsible development. And here we want to meet with the implementation of the goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities. And this is why we would like that the Polish cities joined the common actions in the world. Support for cities in this respect focuses on the introduction of new solutions, especially in the area of public transport. And we have talked a lot about that, especially yesterday, and we were very pleased to see that many actors, many institutions worldwide joined that very, very important action. So development of low-emission transport and shaping the ecological model of mobility of residents. That is something really extremely important of us. We often say that we were a bike country before the Second World War, that the world changed again. And now we would like to, to come back again. And what is, interesting in Europe, I would say, not only in Poland, that that going to the north in Europe, it is getting colder. But despite that fact, more people are cycling in the center and in the northern part of Europe than in the southern, where it's warmer. And despite of the weather, you can see cyclists in the morning, in the evening, despite of the weather and despite of the timing. So this is why we are saying about shaping a new ecological model of mobility of residents. And you can see that here in the Katowicach agglomeration. You can see that in other cities of Poland, like Krakow, like Warsaw, like Poznań, or Free City. What is extremely important for us is thermomodernization and reduction of emissions from household. Why is that? Because our households consume 40% of our energy. This is why our government has prepared a special program for citizens, which we called Cleaner, with a budget of about 24 billion euro, under which we would like to implement this program by 2029. And this is the program which will not be successful without cooperation, without development of our cities. We are working also together with cities on urban transport. That is a key of our interests. In Poland, we are promoting the use of ecological cars, especially of electric cars. But I must say that our cooperation with cities is much more efficient. For the moment, almost 1% of the transport of city transport vehicles of buses. These are the ecological buses. These are the either electric buses, hybrid buses, or buses which are based on alternative fuels. And in a few years' time, we want to be really a leader in Europe. So we are very much working together with cities, promoting the use of especially of electrical vehicles. What I want to underline that our vision of urban development goes in line with international priorities as included in the new urban agenda and Agenda 2030 of the United Nations. So I'm very glad that this summit is placed, within this agenda, and especially Sustainable Development Goal number 11 on urban development is very well acknowledged in the policy of Poland. We would like also to bring together to this initiative our citizens, so our NGOs, and especially our entrepreneurs. We can see a very big role for innovators, for startups, who can join us on these initiatives. And we would like very much encourage cities to work together with us, because all these innovations, they must have exit, they must have place for commercialization of their wonderful ideas. And this is why good common practices and cooperation of cities is extremely important. So again, thank you very much for joining us today. I'm very pleased that Polish cities are really very much willing to join us, and not only from Silesia, but from the whole Poland. And again, the community of NASCA family will be enlarged today by new 22 Polish cities. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you very nice proceeding and good stay here in Silesia.